Hello there everybody and welcome back to Minecraft. Amazingly, I've had a couple of comments asking for more Minecraft videos, so here we are. I'm coming at you right now with one of the biggest projects I've ever attempted. It's a Lovecraft themed theme park, if you like, and seriously, this one took absolutely months. This was all done in creative. Every single block was placed down by me. This is what the plot of land looked like to start with, so even the landscape is all 100% artificial. It's set in the sort of western end of the existing theme park, so there are some other buildings and things which spoil the illusion a little bit from the outside, but once you get inside the Lovecraft zone, it's supposed to be completely immersive. So you've got Innsmouth right here. This is the approach to Innsmouth. It's a rotting town that's all sort of collapsing and decayed. There are 4 rides inside here. All of them are supposed to be realistic, so they've got realistic control systems, safety systems like real rides in real life. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Anyway, so yeah, you can see Innsmouth up here on the hill. It sort of slopes up. It's actually a big optical illusion. In fact, if I show you this map here, you can get a sense of kind of what an optical illusion it is, because we've got all these show buildings up at the back, but obviously you can't actually see them. I will fly up into the air at the end and sort of show you this from above so that you can see how the illusion works. But yeah, this is kind of the map. This is the rest of the park down here, and this is the map. Now, you have a choice to get to Innsmouth, which is right here. You can either walk up the path like this, and there are some buildings along the way that you can look inside, or you can ride up to Innsmouth via this land on the left here. It's a bus ride. It's kind of a bus ride, just like in the original Lovecraft story. I think it's called The Shadow over Innsmouth or something like that. The character goes via bus. So this is called the Innsmouth Bus, and this is the first ride. And like I say, each ride is realistic. It holds, well, each one sort of controls 5 or 6 different carts, so that you've got a somewhat realistic throughput. So if I turn this one on, you can see everything's automatic. We get the next cart arriving, and in order to get a good experience of this, I like to let a couple of trains go by before we get on. As you can see in the distance, we've got the Marsh Refinery with its chimney smoking. This ride does go over there as well, so you'll see that in just a sec. Right, let's jump on then. And this is all automatic. Once I'm on, I won't have to do anything at all. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Here we go then, the bus trip to Innsmouth. I'll try my best to sort of explain what's going on. So here we go. There's some weird occultish stuff going on as we go. And then we go into sort of an underground road bridge. Again, there's some strange folks about. I think they've noticed us at this point. That's a bus coming for us. And then there are creepy people, and they're shooting at us, they're attacking us. And obviously, if you're attacked, you run away. So, yep, we run at high speed out the other end of the tunnel eventually. This is just the block section kicking in, just to make sure it's safe. And we found ourselves on a road, and the folks are shutting their windows and closing their doors. And there's some weird sort of monster on the left-hand side in this ruined house. And there's a roadblock, and now we've sort of switched off left into the Marsh Refinery. And as you can see, they're making gold and all sorts of nefarious activities inside here. Back into the countryside, we're definitely being pursued now, so we're running away. The bridge that we go over here collapses on the way past. And then you've got people shooting out of their houses at us as we go past. As you can see, a load of people revealed inside this building. And then this is the other bus station now at Innsmouth. And it throws you off. You get off right here. So there we go. And then you find yourself in this sort of immersive Innsmouth landscape. And some of the buildings you can go inside, not this one, but if they've got open doors like this, you can go inside. We've got a few different things to go. This way it says church, toilets, mountains of madness, this way. So yeah, that's what you find up there. There's a building here, it says, no not approach the attic door. Okay, let's approach the attic door, see what happens. Oh, little sort of jump scare. So there's all sorts of little things like that that you can walk around. Let's walk around the old town then, shall we, to start with. So you've got these creepy buildings with sort of weird stuff going on inside them if you look at the windows. This is a shop, as you can see, all the sort of shelves are bare. You've got the sort of old Masonic Lodge, I think it is. There's a ride inside there, we'll come back to that later on. Zadok Inn, Mountains of Madness, Journey to Zugoth, that's another ride down there. Let's head this way then, shall we? So you've got one of our eating places here in the theme park. Don't forget, it's a theme park, so there are sort of places where you can eat and go to the toilet and stuff. So yeah, this is one of the pubs where you would order food at the bar, and there's all sorts of like seating and stuff upstairs. There is a hole in the roof, but because this is a restaurant, it's got sort of like a glass cover on it so that the guests don't get wet as they're eating. And even though this looks kind of oldie-worldy, it is a functioning theme park, so you've got a sort of modern kitchen downstairs, and there's also sort of a network of tunnels and such which actually link up the different parts of the theme park. Because don't forget, it's all 100% artificial. The land that you walk on is not actually the ground level. So there are sort of passages underneath the entire theme park area. Then, if we look over here, we have Innsmouth docks, and we have an ocean and some great big mountains over here. These are the Mountains of Madness, and there is a dark ride inside there. In fact, you can see a bit of the track there. Even this ocean is entirely artificial. It was all put here by myself. You can see the Marsh Refinery over there. These are the little docks, nothing much there. Maybe there'll be a boat ride there one day or something, but there isn't right now. So let's head over there. Again, there are these little creepy buildings with sort of little low windows that you can look into, and sometimes you might see a creepy face behind some of those. Other times you might not. We've got the old ruined church, again, great big hole in the roof, a creepy looking guy in the pulpit there. And then if we walk underneath the church, we have toilets. They're the ladies' toilets. Can't go in there. And then we've got the gents a little bit further down. Again, these are all sort of realistic-ish on the inside. And then you've got the staff only, which again leads into that network of tunnels underneath the area, so that you've got staff that can access the toilets without actually having to sort of walk around. Alright, so then you've got this sort of boardwalk here. And you can see a little bit of the ride area here from the bus ride. There's a river that connects to the sea. There's the Marsh Refinery. And you can see the ride tracks coming out of there. So if I left the ride running, I did stop it. But if I left the ride running, you'd have people coming past on here, looking pretty scared, hopefully. And then here are the Mountains of Madness. Now, obviously, this is a dark ride building. I've tried to make it look like mountains. I guess it is a little bit obvious that this is a building. I don't think it's too bad. So you've got the Arctic mountains, you've got the icebergs floating or whatever. You've got seats for people that don't want to ride, and you can sit and look out at the ocean. There's Innsmouth Dock over there. So let's have a look inside the At the Mountains of Madness ride. Alright, so this is the queue. This is the queue. It's quite a big queue on this one because this is one of the major rides. You've got quite a minimalistic queue area. You've got some maps of the Arctic, all different maps. And then you've got a plane here. That's a biplane that's like landed here, I suppose. And then we've got this dark cave. Now the ride is not operating at the moment. You would actually have working lights in the queue area. So if I go and activate the ride, I can show you what the queue would look like. So this is the booth. This is the operating booth where the ride operators would stand. So you've got a good view of the queue, people getting on and off, and you can, you know, send the cars whenever you want to. And the system will take care of it. You know, if it's safe to go, the cars will go. The operator can't force a car to go if the line ahead isn't clear. And yeah, there's music and lights in this ride as well. So anyway, if we go back up here, you can see we do have lights working now. They do have, I think there's some flashing going on with these lights. Yeah, there we go. So they do have the odd bit of flashing as well. Just to make it a little bit more realistic, I suppose, just to envelop you a little bit. Right, let's jump on then at the Mountains of Madness. Let's see what happens in here, as if I didn't know already. Alright, so this is the campsite. It's snowing, as you can see. We've got snow falling. There's a guy there, came out of nowhere. And then, oh, there's a monster that's destroyed the camp. There's blood everywhere, as you can see. And then we've come to the mountains. We've got some music going on as well. And I think in the story they come across some like abandoned place, abandoned city in the mountains. So there's a scale miniature of that. I think there's another sort of creature here. Probably can't see it too well. And then we're exploring the city now. You've got this huge round chamber with giant penguins for some reason. So there are the animatronic penguins with moving heads. Bit of a staircase here. And there's a monster over there that gets shot. And then there's a serious monster in here. I think this is called the... I forget what it's called now. The Shoggoth or something. And it attacks you. It's got eyes and ears everywhere. This is the outdoor section. You've got tentacles coming down attacking you. And then it wraps itself around this cave and shuts the walls in on you. You've got more weird monsterness going on here. Eyes that open in the walls and sort of follow you as you go. Flashing lights. In fact, if you look behind you on the way out, you can see it's been left behind, but it's still trying to approach you. And there we go. That is at the Mountains of Madness. You have to remain seated until you get to the exit part. So let's wait. There we go. All automatic, and I think there's 5 or 6 cars on this track. Where does it? There might be a sign somewhere that says how many trains it takes. Capacity, oh yeah, there it is. 8 trains, capacity 321 per hour. It's a little bit less than real life, but it's not bad to say that they're all single riders. Okay, so that's shut down, and this would be the exit here, so you walk out this way, and it's getting dark now, so you get to kind of see what it looks like at night. We won't do that, we'll set it back to 0. Right, so let's go back over to Innsmouth, shall we? Okay, and let's have a look at, let's not go to the toilets again. Let's have a look inside the Masonic Lodge, and you've got all sorts of streets and stuff that you can explore if you want to. But yeah, this is where the creeps of Innsmouth sort of set up business. So this is the Esoteric Order of Dagon ride. It's got quite a big queue, as you can see. I love the, I love the floor, the sort of black and white tiled floor. I think that's pretty fun. So this is quite a major ride. All right, let me go and start this up. So this is the booth inside here. So this is where the operator would be. Again, it's a really simple operation. You can push the button once, and that will just dispatch one car. If you want it in autopilot, you can leave it on like that. And this one again, this one takes 8 cars. So let's go and see, let's go and check this out. We'll walk through the queue again, just to give it a chance to get started. Yeah, it's quite a simple room here. Maybe I could add some more decoration to it or something. I guess my energy went into the building of the ride. So this is, the story of this ride is basically a stranger wanders in, doesn't quite know what he's wandered into, and yeah, they attack him basically, try and kill him. So here we go, let's see what happens. And there is music. So you are now trespassing the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Here we go. And they all come. Ah, they're attacking us now. Arrows shooting. And we make our escape, but they're coming. The doors are opening, and this guy's behind them. This is the prison now. You can see we've got a weird thing that's enslaved in a prison. Yeah, there's some sort of tentacle thing in a fountain. Don't know what's going on there. Some creepy stuff. And then I think we accidentally stray in on some sort of sacrifice or some, I don't know, some sort of weird thing happening. I'm missing stuff that's going on as we go through here, but yeah, there's quite a lot going on. And then we've got these weird flying creatures, as you can see, just hidden in the darkness slightly. And then we've got the finale of the ride coming up. This is the really complicated part. We're just waiting here for the track ahead to clear. And this is the show section. You can see there is some sort of figure over there in the distance. We've got flashing lights. Oh, here we go. Yes, it's some sort of monster. I think this is Cthulhu, actually, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's an animatronic, basically, a giant one with bug eyes that come out and go inside. And there we go. That is the end of that ride. There we go. Let me go and switch it off. Yeah, that was actually a really complicated section that you just went through there. Because that little show with Cthulhu at the end takes quite a long time to complete, I decided that it would be best to have 2 trains watch that at the same time. So as you can see, we actually have 2 trains here watching that section. Seems simple enough, but there's a whole control system underneath which makes sure that it's safe for all the trains to come in and they leave, and all the timing works. So that's the system for that, as you can see. Then you've got the Cthulhu Animatronic himself, which is shrouded in darkness right now. Shall we get some night vision on? So you can see it a little bit better. There we go. So there we go. And there's a huge controller for this as well. In fact, let me show you that. So yeah, that's what that looks like. And that controls all of the movements in Cthulhu. It controls the lights and all of the sounds and stuff in this room. So there we go. And as you can see, all of the different trains have stopped now because I turned off the ride. So let's have a drink of milk, and then I will show you the next ride. Of course, there's a roller coaster. I mean, it's a theme park, so there has to be a roller coaster. So we'll go and check that out. And I think there's some other stuff to see on the way. So here we go. I mean, some of these streets here are sort of blocked off. So, oh, there's a guy there. So you wouldn't dare go down there anyway. But yeah, these buildings actually help to hide the ride buildings, which are behind there. Or the show buildings, I should say. And there's like staircases and stuff. You can't climb them because the ladders end too early. But it's just to bring out the ambience a little bit. And then there's a few buildings here that you can look through. There is the Gilman Hotel. It's a little reference to a video game, I believe. So you can go and look around the hotel. There is an Innsmouth poorhouse, danger of disease. So you go inside here, there's all sorts of ill folk. In fact, you'll see that the roof has been blown off in one of the rooms. Yeah, just to let you know how decrepit the whole place is. It's actually, I don't know, there's something creepy about this place. I know I built it and everything, but yeah, there's just a weird atmosphere inside, isn't there? I don't know, beds. Just there's a head for some reason over there, and you can look out. and you get to see, imagine if there were guests here, you'd be able to sort of creepily watch the guests walking past and they'd have no idea you were there. Yeah, it's alright that, isn't it? So yeah, and then we leave Innsmouth and go back out into the country, and this is where there are lots of references to Lovecraft's other stories and stuff. So there's a house mounted on the hill over there. I don't know if anyone will recognise that. You've got this. This is my interpretation of Brown Jenkin. That's one of the weird characters. I think in the stories it's a tiny little urchin, tiny little creepy thing. So obviously I made a giant statue of it. Here's the wooden coaster. Yep, it is a woody. It's a wooden roller coaster, this, as you can see. And this sort of hides the outside of the park, as you can see. We're right near the perimeter. So you come down to this sort of courtyard. There's a giant tree, and you can see the buildings of Innsmouth up on the cliff, which I think is pretty cool. That's the right exit, so we'll go in there in a minute. This is the journey to Yuggoth. That is the entrance to the roller coaster. But I'll just show you around this courtyard because there's a restaurant here. I forget what I called this restaurant now. It is the Ritual Restaurant. What else? Please wait here to be seated. So it's like a themed restaurant. I actually think this looks cool. Didn't take too long, but yeah, I just put a little bit of effort into it. Toilets are back here. So you've got fishmen and fishwomen. There you go. There's some urinals and stuff. And again, even though this is all supposed to look sort of themed, the kitchen and everything is quite modern. So if we go around here, you can see we've got a modern kitchen. And again, this leads into the network of passages and stuff. This is underneath the ground, as you can see. And it's even held up with pillars. I went for the realistic slant with this. So yeah, it's all held up with pillars. And down here you can access all of the ride operating booths. You can you can access all of the toilets and all of the different shops and stuff. So yeah, it's easy access for the staff. Right, let me show you the final ride then. I think this is the final ride, isn't it? This is the fourth. So this is Journey to Yuggoth. The idea being that you can transport your brain to another planet using some really old-fashioned machinery. It was a really creepy story. I enjoyed reading it. Anyway, so this is a house in the country. You can see we've got folks watching us already. Yeah, there's a thing about being watched in the Lovecraft stories, I guess. So it's this really dark place. You can't really see much of what's going on. It is a queue. And this is somebody's living room we're in, but this is in fact where you get onto the ride. And there's another train waiting to replace this one. So the booth, once again, is up here. So there's a ladder. Let me take you up the ladder. The booth is actually in the same room as the creepy man watching outside the window, which is a bit weird. But yeah, we've got 259 per hour. That's the capacity of this one. Turn it on. Again, you've got a good view of the trains on the track and everything, which is cool. And then we come down the ladder and we can have a ride. Alright, again, there's lights and sounds and everything inside this one. Just wait for a couple of these trains to go. You get an idea of the rhythm. So now that I've flicked on that autopilot switch, you get a 100% automatic dispatch. And you'll see we've also got a chain lift operational on this ride. So instead of going fast like minecarts normally would, they go up the hill nice and slowly. And yes, the game does lag very badly. I've actually got a decent computer, but there's just so much going on. It just lags in this place. Right, I think we're almost ready. Here we go. So what does it say? The house is being watched. I feel that doom is approaching. Okay. So maybe we're going to be attacked in the night. That's probably what I was going for. Here we go. And yes, arrows shooting through the windows. Oh God, there's a lot of arrows. I forgot I didn't see what that sign said. It doesn't matter too much. Up to the attic. Oh, there's somebody up the attic already. It says, my brain is transported to another planet. And that's the roller coaster section, basically. That is the transportation to another planet. And it's a full-on wooden roller coaster, as you can see. And I think it's the support structure of this that actually makes the game lag so much, because there's a lot of fence. I experimented with putting some actual curves on this track as opposed to 90-degree bends. I don't know, you'll have to decide what you think about that. I think it's alright, I'm going to do it again. I've already started building another roller coaster elsewhere. But yeah, it's a classic wooden layout, isn't it? I like this, we've got some helixes in here, look. Around the back. You can't walk here, you can only come here on this ride. Yeah, helix going round and round. Hello sheep. There you go, and then there's a little bit of an indoor section. In fact, you see the planet, I think. Yeah, there's the planet. Through the stars. Round the last bend, through some sort of vortex. and then it dumps you off. And I will replace the cart for a weighted one. There we go. Yeah, it needs weighted carts, that one does. What's behind this door, I wonder? Nothing. It's a little while since I built this. Right, so I've just walked across the track, which is a bit dangerous. But we'll go and switch it off. There we go. Just so that the game doesn't lag even more than it already is doing. And then where do you exit? So we exited here. Yeah, this is where you would get off. This is where it kicks you off. Exit, of course, through the gift shop. So this is the gift shop. This is actually underneath the section where the globe was. Yeah, there's the globe, look. So I think that's pretty cool, that you're actually in the gift shop for this. Yeah. So there we go. That is that ride, and then you just exit like this. There you are. It's getting dark again. What did you know it? Right, so now I'm going to break the illusion, and I'm going to fly up, and I'm going to show you what the place looks like from above. So suddenly, you can see all of these show buildings, and I'm proud of the fact that you can't see these when you're walking around. I mean, you won't have seen these buildings at all. That's what the mountains look like. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it from the back, it looks completely different. Come on, let's fly over there. Yeah, it just looks totally different from the back. It's ugly. All of the rides are in the same building, which I think is pretty interesting, well, I guess. You've got a staff car park here and a staff entrance. I'll show you a bit of that in just a sec. But this is the streets of Innsmouth from above. You can see how tiny it is. I did my best to make it feel a lot bigger than it really is. And as you can see, some of the buildings are super thin. Like these buildings, they're ultra thin. This one, really, really thin. These ones on the edge, just ultra thin. But I did a few different techniques. I experimented to try and make them seem like they were bigger than they are. So when you're actually here, it's this end here. You see how this end sort of comes outwards a little bit? Don't know, it just kind of hides the fact. I mean, did you notice that these were super thin when we were walking around? I don't know. You let me know if you did. So there we go. That's what it looks like. There's the first ride from above. You get an idea of the layout there. Let me, as a one last thing, let's do the staff entrance and walk through some of the tunnels, just to prove that I actually did go to that level of detail. All right. So here we are. So there's a little car park. This is connected to the main road system in the world. Yes, I have roads in this world. And this is a little staff area. You've got seats and stuff. And then there are signs that show you all the different places you can go. So Zadok Inn, Sacrifice. You've got Mountains of Madness there. Where does this one lead? The Ritual Restaurant, Zuggoth Bus Ride, Church Toilets. So yeah, let's take one of these paths. I think this one might be one of the most interesting. So we'll go to the Mountains of Madness. And this is the control system for the giant Cthulhu Animatronic, which is just behind that black wall over there. But you don't touch any of that staff. No, the staff aren't allowed to touch that. This is some more of the, I mean, we've just got rooms and rooms of redstone to make these rides work. It's pretty insane. That's one of the music boxes. I'm not sure for what ride. Here are some of the figures that are waiting underneath the Esoteric Order of Dagon. That's the ground that they burst up through. But this is where they wait when the ride is not running. It's pretty fun. If people actually like this video, I could show you what the rides look like from the outside. Because, yeah, as they're running, I mean. Because these are all the arrow shooters. And we can open the doors and look inside. I just love this. This is the thing I love about theme parks. How you can go inside and you've got a realistic space like this with the track going through. Then you go out of it and it's just, yeah, it's, you know, machines at the end of the day. Anyway, let's carry on. So here is the refills for the Mountains of Madness. So remember how it was snowing in some of the rooms? Well, there's a ladder here so that the staff can come up and refill this with snow blocks. So this is the machine on top of the column with the penguins inside it. So yeah, that's what that looks like. Anyway, carry on. Eventually you'll keep going around and you'll get to the control booth. Again, this is all the redstone that makes the ride work. This is the smoke mechanism for the smoke that comes up as you're going up the stairs. Yeah, all little things like this. This is the eye mechanism. This is the eyes behind the windows. As you can see, that's quite a complicated little piece, isn't it? So a little while since I built these. Yeah, this is all that you might recognise this, some of it. Yeah, that's where you'd walk. That's the walkway. Yeah, I love building this sort of stuff. Anyway, keep going through. You've got more refills this way. I think up here, this is the initial snowstorm that hits the campsite, something like that. Yeah, it's quite a tight space, this one, but there's more dispensers here. Yeah. Anyway, keep going, keep going, keep going. We'll get there in the end. It's a long way around. It's a seriously huge place. Pretty crazy. This is the underside of the queue, the steps that go up to the queue, I believe. There we go. And finally, we're in the ride booth, and you've been here already. There we are. So let's leave. Now fly up once more, let you see the whole place again. Look, I love the this ocean. I wasn't kidding. This was actually artificial. I built a wall so that I could have the sort of ocean level at the right height. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It took 2 or 3 months to build this. It was pretty crazy. So there you go. That is my Lovecraft theme park. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked it. And of course, I'm just so happy with the way the city looks, the town of Innsmouth looks from this angle. It looks so much better than when you fly up and you see that we've got loads of dummy buildings. Look at that, all those buildings at the back, it's just the tops, parked on top of the ride building. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this, do comment, do subscribe, do like, and that way I will come back and make more. So that's all I can say. Thanks for watching, take care.